Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and unbelievable treasures that might be hiding right under your nose. The kind of stories that make you want to check your change jar right now. Because today we're going to explore the incredible, almost unbelievable story of a tiny copper coin, a 1984 1-cent piece, that has captured the attention of collectors and historians alike. A coin that's worth an astonishing $14 million not because it's made of gold or silver, but because of the fascinating and rare mistakes that occurred during its creation, errors so unique and mysterious that they have transformed this humble penny into one of the most valuable coins ever struck by the United States Mint. And as we unfold its story today, you're going to learn why this coin's minting process, design anomalies, and the circumstances surrounding its production have made it the stuff of legend among numismatists across the globe. So sit back, get comfortable, and imagine holding in your hand something so small yet so powerful that it could change your life forever. Now, when we talk about coins like the 1984 1 cent, we have to remember that these coins were part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, introduced in 1959 to replace the earlier wheat reverse design that had been in circulation since 1909, and while billions upon billions of these Lincoln Memorial cents were produced over the decades. What makes a coin like the 1984 version so incredibly valuable are the rare accidents and mechanical slip-ups that occurred in the minting process. And in this particular year, something extraordinary happened, a series of die errors, doubling anomalies, and metallic inconsistencies that would give birth to one of the most sought-after error coins in modern American history. Let's first understand the context of coin production in 1984. The U.S. Mint was transitioning its processes, experimenting with die engraving improvements, and continuing the use of the copper-plated zinc composition that had replaced the traditional 95% copper formula just a couple of years earlier in 1982. And this change in material composition introduced all kinds of challenges in the minting process because the softer zinc core and thin copper plating reacted differently under pressure during striking, leading to all sorts of potential errors like plating blisters, die cracks, and weak strikes. But in the case of the 1984 penny that eventually became the $14 million legend, the issue wasn't just the usual imperfections. It was something much rarer. One of the key errors that defines the 1984 1-cent coin is known as the double die obverse, particularly noticeable on Lincoln's ear, a feature that appears almost like a second earlobe emerging just below or beside the first one. And this doubling is not the result of post-mint damage or mechanical doubling caused by war machinery. It's a true double die created when the die itself was improperly hubbed during its creation, meaning that every coin struck by that die carried the same strange, ghost-like image of an extra ear, a detail that numismatists immediately recognized as something remarkable. The precision of this error, the clarity, the positioning, the rarity, made it one of the most desirable finds among collectors. But why would this specific variety of doubling make the coin worth millions, when even other doubled dies might sell for only a few hundred or a few $1,000s? The answer lies in the combination of extreme rarity, historical context, perfect condition, and collector psychology, all of which collide to create the astronomical valuation we're talking about today. You see, not every error coin is valuable simply because it's an error. There are countless minor misstrikes, off-centers, or die chips that might fetch a few dollars at best. What gives the 1984 doubled ear penny its exceptional status is the fact that only a minuscule number of these coins were ever struck before the mint discovered the flaw and replaced the die, and most of those that entered circulation were quickly worn down through normal use, making high-grade specimens in near-perfect condition extraordinarily rare. In fact, finding one in mint state condition, with that crisp doubling clearly visible under magnification, is like discovering a time capsule from the early 1980s, untouched by the hands of time. Imagine a collector or even a casual hobbyist sifting through thousands of coins, perhaps from a bankroll or an inherited jar, and suddenly spotting something unusual about Lincoln's ear, taking out a magnifier, and realizing they might be holding one of the rarest pieces of numismatic history ever to exist. That's the kind of excitement that keeps people searching through coins every single day. Now, the story doesn't end with just one error. The 1984 1-cent coins were also prone to other anomalies, including die cracks running along Lincoln's shoulder, plating bubbles caused by trapped gas beneath the copper layer, and even some misaligned strikes that left the rim slightly off-center. Each of these small imperfections adds a layer of intrigue to the 1984 series, but the doubled ear variety stands out as the crown jewel, the one that collectors whisper about and experts debate over in coin shows and forums worldwide. It's important to understand that during this time period, the minting technology wasn't as digitally precise as it is today. The process still relied heavily on mechanical pressure, manual alignment, and human oversight, which meant that even a slight misstep in the hubbing or die-making process could result in fascinating, one-of-a-kind errors. And yet, not all such errors survive long enough to be noticed. The fact that the 1984 doubled-ear penny was even identified before being melted down or worn away is a miracle in itself. When we examine why it's worth as much as $14 million, we have to factor in not just its rarity, but also the frenzy of competition among high-end collectors who are willing to pay astronomical sums for the chance to own something truly unique. In the world of collectibles, whether it's rare art, vintage cars, or coins, value is driven by scarcity, story, and desirability, and this coin has all three in spades. It represents a tangible mistake, a human error immortalized in metal, a window into the U.S. mint's history, and an artifact of an era when precision was still